What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris with the third and deciding game between Fnatic on the Radiant and Team Liquid on the Dire, as always. This is best of 3 from the Premier League Season 4. I guess not as always, but as of late, this is going to be the final game from the Premier League Season 4 between these two teams. Game number 1 did go to Team Liquid with a semi-cheesy win with a Divine Rapier on TC's Gyrocopter. And then Fnatic put up a clinic on game number 2, where they pretty much steamrolled Team Liquid with a very aggressive global ganking strategy with Tinker and Nature's Prophet, then Wisp CK, which Fnatic have picked up once again. And that worked out very well, so we're going to move on to game number 3. Now, based on what I have heard from this series, well, I've heard amazing things about this series, and game number 1 and game number 2, game number 1 was kind of boring. Game number 2 was very interesting. It was definitely a lot more fun to watch, but it wasn't all really deserving of all the hype that people gave it. So that must mean that this game is friggin' amazing. And I definitely have my hopes up. I have no idea who wins. I have not seen any content about this game whatsoever. All I know is that it should be good, or else the internet has lied to me, and that would be the first time ever that the internet has lied to me. Fnatic, they're going to open up with the Wisp CK, which treated them very, very well in game number 2. They're also going to go with the Bounty Hunter, instantly picking up their hard lane solo. Bounty Hunter with the Wisp CK is not as globally aggressive as what they had in game number 2. However, Bounty Hunter does add that invisibility element, so you could kind of essentially surprise people with the same amount of people, just the Bounty Hunter has to be there beforehand before the Wisp CK arrive. That extra track gold will help the CK in his scaling. Bounty Hunter and CK do have some pretty good synergy with each other in by the fact that CK is a decent late game hero. However, you don't really want him farming all the early game like you would have on the, say, Faceless Void or the Anti-Mage, who really can't do anything in the early mid-stage. You would just rather have them farm, and then come late game, they just come out and then kill everyone in the face. CK, you kind of want to be active a little bit earlier. Level 8 is when CK is a lot more powerful than most other heroes in the game, bar a couple of heroes. I think, like, Pudge comes to mind. But even then, CK could pretty much at least fight evenly versus the Pudge. But yeah, and because you have that level 8, you have that early game power, the track gold will help the CK amplify that power even more towards the late game, where CK is a capable late game hero. He's not what I would call the best. If he gets that extra gold, then that means he'll reach the late game faster. That means he's going to get his 6 item slots filled up, and that means he's going to, really put the hurt to Team Liquid. So good synergy between those two heroes, and then of course with CK. Yeah, you know what the Wisp CK does, and if you don't, then go watch game number 2, because that is a pretty good demonstration of that. Team Liquid going to pick up that Nature's Prophet, kind of deny it after letting the Wisp through. Don't really want to have that same lineup again. You could always ban the Tinker as well as the Visage, but just a lot easier to pick up the Nature's Prophet. And we'll probably go to the jungle. Darkseer as well as the Nature's Prophet, both picked up on the same team, usually do occupy the same position in a team. It's that ideally go hard lane, but if that doesn't work, then go into the jungle kind of play style. But either way, with both of them there, they could go for a solo mid Darkseer, solo mid Nature's Prophet. I saw, was it Fnatic? I don't know. It was Roxkiss or Mouse or something like that. It might have been Mouse. I think it was Mouse. Yeah, Mouse did that in the last game I casted, last quote-unquote set, which didn't turn out too well. Rubik on top of that is going to give them a little bit of additional support, but Team Liquid, they need another support hero and they need another carry hero. Fnatic going to ban out all the big carries. Would not be surprised to see a Lancer ban out from Fnatic. TC's Lancer could get a lot of farm, and then you really just don't want to deal with that Diffusal Blade. CK, as I mentioned in game number 2, has a very, very low mana pool, and if you could burn out any of his mana, that means you're probably going to be denying him something, whether that is the Chaos Bolt or the Phantasm. Final ban out is going to be that PL, so Team Liquid probably have to look towards something a little bit harder as a carry. We'll see what they actually want to pick up. Team Liquid banning out the Visage. Syndra's Visage was pretty good last game. Some decent stuns, and those nukes really in the mid game put a lot of pain to Team Liquid. Ancient Apparition is the ban once again, eliminating more global control heroes. Ancient Apparition was banned in the last game, which I'm pretty sure Fnatic wanted. They wanted to have a Wisp, CK, Tinker, and Nature's Prophet in AA, so that they could just completely demolish people from the other side of the map.
5 seconds
But
remaining.
this is not going to be an option for them. Visage as well, banning out more supports. And Fnatic is going to have banned out from them finally the Tinker. Team Liquid have learned from last game they do not want to deal with that Fnatic lineup again, so they're just going to avoid it completely. However, Wisp CK is still a very, very dangerous global lane combo. So Fnatic, what is going to be their mid lane? Last game they did run the CK Wisp in the easy lane, which is typically what you want. Wisp really needs those levels from the additional experience that he gets from pulling. Last game it was Syndrome doing the majority of the pulling, and really the Wisp just standing by and trying to leech experience from the CK, which did hurt the CK's level progression a little bit. However, the experience that went towards the Wisp meant an earlier, I can't play with you right now, meant an earlier relocate, and that means an earlier global presence. Silencer is going to be the pickup from Fnatic. Global Silence, such a devastating spell, and is probably going to be played as a support role, although last time Fnatic was Trixie in game number 1, running that Silencer as a safe lane farmer.
5 seconds
So we might see that again, judging by the fact that he's going to be going up against Nature's Prophet or Darkseer. I think Fnatic would probably be comfortable with putting that Silencer in that safe lane from the get-go. Maybe put a Wisp CK mid, I don't know. The Fnatic's lanes, I think, would fit a lot more smoothly if they had the Silencer as a support. Silencer, CK, Wisp, that's a lot of burst damage from those heroes. Good amount of control between the Wisp tether, Reality Rift stun, and then these Chaos Bolt, and then you have the Silence on top of that. But really, Fnatic's lanes are pretty darn flexible, and they should stay that way. And a Chen, Team Liquid gonna really cramp up their jungle. Not exactly sure what they're planning with this lineup. They do have a good amount of pushing between Chen and Nature's Prophet. Darkseer with the Ion Shells can demolish creep waves extraordinarily quickly, but they do still need that hard carry, and I guess pushing is one way to really put the pressure onto Fnatic, make sure that they don't get their levels up.
10 seconds
But Chen,
remaining.
Rubik, Nature's Prophet, all extremely squishy heroes, and if you relocate on
5
top of any of them,
seconds
they are
remaining.
going to most likely just die in an instant. Especially if the Global Silence comes through. And Fnatic for their mid lane, it is going to be the Storm Spirit. So yeah, it is going to be most likely a Silencer, CK, Wisps, tri-lane, Storm Spirit solo, Bounty Hunter solo. Pretty standard stuff, I would say. Nothing too weird, unless they want to mix it up by running the Silencer as a safe lane farmer. Put Trixie on that again, but I'm not too sure that they would want to do that. Team Liquid do have 3 heroes that would usually occupy at least a little bit of space in the jungle. Chen, Nature's Prophet, as well as the
10
Darkseer.
seconds remaining.
I think Darkseer is probably going to be forced to go into that hard lane from level 1.
5
Nature's Prophet and
seconds
Chen
remaining.
might share the jungle. Chen is capable of killing off those hard camps, whereas Nature's Prophet, if you start right at the hard camps, it usually doesn't go too smoothly. So Chen will be able to deal with those camps, while Nature's Prophet takes some different camps. That could work, I guess.
10
I guess
seconds
they really just need a very hard carry right now. Go for Faceless Void, or go for Luna. That's a good option too. Get a little bit more pushing power. That aura gonna help everyone right-click those towers down. Team Liquid have a decent amount of team fight, lots of magic damage from them, but they're all very, very soft. Luna isn't exactly the tankiest of carry heroes. So Storm Spirit zipping in, CK, those heroes could really demolish that Luna. Even if she does get a BKB, lots of right-click damage will go through that. And Luna won't really have that high base damage to really combat the likes of the CK. Team Liquid, very reliant on their spells, very reliant on their early game pushing to really get them an advantage. Interesting to see from Team Liquid. It's going to be okay. So there is going to be an H Prophet and Chen sharing the jungle. It's solo mid Darkseer.
10 seconds remaining.
I guess, or no, TC and Korok. I don't know. TC and Korok
5
on Team
seconds
Liquid
remaining.
usually swap roles, or they swap roles rather frequently. One of them is always playing the hard carry, and one of them is always playing the mid hero, but you usually don't really know which one is going to go where. So we will have to wait and see. However, what we do know on Liquid is that IX Mike is going to be playing the Rubik. Pretty cool snaky skin suit thing going on there. heading up towards the top lane. TC
That's the
is
spirit.
that Darkseer is going to go for a quick bottle, so I think it is going to be a solo mid Darkseer from Team Liquid. Korok on that safe lane. Luna is going to be heading towards the top lane with Fluff, the Chen, and that of course leaves Bulba on the Nature's Prophet. We'll see if he is able to get anything done in this bot lane, because I really don't think that that's going to happen. Hani, the Bounty Hunter, is heading up towards the top lane where we have Trixie in the mid lane actually. So Trixie and Hani switching it up just a little bit as well. He has the same item build as the Darkseer. Yes, he does. So they're both going to go for quick bottles. Storm Spirit's low attack range, or relatively low attack range, means that he will be
30
harassed a
seconds
little
to
bit from
showtime.
Ion Shells. Once he starts trying to harass the Darkseer, the creeps will pull off, and then they will, just do a little bit of magical damage that way. But it should be a relatively even lane, at least until the Storm Spirit hits his level 6. Ira is once again on the CK on that bottom lane, supported by the Wisp, once again, No Tail playing that hero. And that, of course, leaves the stand-in Syndrine to be playing that Silencer defensively on that bot lane. Should be able to deal with that pretty well, and Fluff...
And here we go.
Oh, does he not see it? What? He's got to see it. It's right there, man. There you go. I guess they saw Hani. Did they see his
Radiant
one
on
observer
one
ward? Yes, they
side,
did, so they knew
Dire
that
on
something
the
was
other.
up. Ix, Mike, and Fluff doing well to deward that, but Hani, is he going to do it again? Oh, that would be ballsy. That would be so ballsy if he just warded. Oh, he does it again. Is that out of range, though? That's the question. Oh, it's not, and Fluff is going to clear that out as well. Unfortunately for Fnatic, they have just burned 150 gold, and Fluff, getting a lot of mileage from this one sentry ward, will ensure that this camp spawns as it does. Centaurs, which is perfect for Fluff, going to pick that one up instantly, and might even dip into the lane for just a little bit. However, I do think they would probably want to have Korok farm as safely as he possibly can. Look at TC. What happened with this? Trixie took a lot of damage. Probably should have been watching the early game. He already casted, what is it, 3 Ion Shells? No, that is only 2 Ion Shells. That is how you do math. Never ask a caster to do math, or never ask someone who's streaming to do math, or any talking to do math, because that's just really hard. But Darkseer is stealing a couple of the easy camps. Usually it's a lot easier to do that if you're on the Radiant, but hey, if you're ballsy, just go for it. What could he do about it? TC is going to be holding his own versus Trixie. Both have their bottles walking out towards them. Bottom lane, not surprised to see Bulba getting absolutely nothing done. If he moves in close, there's his Chaos Bolt, there's a Reality Rift, there's Syndrine's very high damage, level 1 nuke of the last word, and then of course the Reality Rift stun that comes through when No Tail is tethered to that CK. So yeah, the Nature's Prophet isn't really going to get anything done. I think it would probably be beneficial for him to just bail out here. He's going to get 1 creep's worth of experience, but that's about it. All the other creeps are fighting in the jungle era, making sure that the creep equilibrium doesn't get out of hand. So Bulba, yeah, you gotta bail, man. Just go clear off these camps, or clear off the easy camps. Chen could manage without that. Fluff as well as Ix Mike smoked up. They want to get a first blood here on Trixie. If they get the levitate into a couple of Ion Shells, that could be the death of Trixie. Although they have to make sure the Centaur stun does land. There's a surge onto the Centaur. The Stomp is going to be juked by Trixie. Not cast yet. There's the Stomp as well as the levitate. Trixie is going to die for your first blood. Liquid Fluff. You end up with the right clicks as well as that Centaur with Surge. Very cute combination. Don't really see that too often, but hey, Surge is a pretty good spell. Good attempt from Trixie to try to juke that out, but unfortunately you cannot juke out a point click disable stun that IX Mike is bringing to the table. So that's going to help Fluff and stuff just a little bit. He is going to go for boot speed as well as another smoke. Does have a Hail Bear, unfortunately doesn't have the stun attached to that, but more damage probably would be more beneficial when you're trying to kill off a pre-level 6 Storm Spirit. After he's level 6, you definitely want that stun or a troll trap or something. But before then, just go for damage. You already have 1 disable, and he's got to just walk out of there, so you might as well just go for that. Hani on this top lane is actually getting a good amount of experience. Level 3 on him versus the level 4 on Korok. Korok does have Tranquil Boots, taking a little bit of harassment from Hani because Liquid have moved down to that middle lane for just a little bit of ganking action. Now they're going to try to rectify that with Fluff moving behind the tier 1 tower with that Hell Bear still up. They don't really have that much control over this, however. They do have Dust, which should be an bot lane. Reality Rift onto Bulba. Tether Stun is going to hit, as is the 2-second Chaos Bolt. Bulba taking a lot of damage. He should die to this one. Another wave of spirits going to fly through, and Wisp with 1 of those spirits is going to pick up the Nature's Prophet. Actually, that was his last one. That was kind of lucky. No Tail, don't die to this, man. 60 HP, he's going to be just fine. Salvin, Clarity, and Ira is going to enjoy the benefits of those. Fluff wasting a lot of time in this jungle, just waiting for the creep wave to push up. Ix Mike needs to get that telekinesis onto Hani. And here comes the Hellbear. Do they have dust? Hani smells something coming. They have him trapped. There's the dust. It's going to hit onto Hani, and now they see him. He's running. He's running. Run, Hani. You can't. No, he's going to escape, actually. Ix Mike went very, very far south. Fluff going to get aggroed by the tower. Hani getting a hit once again by the Lucent Beam, but the dust does wear off, so he's going to be just fine. Fluff wasting a lot of time, kind of just positioning himself for that gank, and Hani, unfortunately, does slip away, and there are no sentry wards here. Hani could try to get the deny on this tower, however, that is going to mean an instant telekinesis and probably the death of the bounty hunter, so this tower is going to drop. Let's see who's going to get it. The Dire is going to get it, so a little bit of gold for everyone. And as I say that, Bulba once again dying onto this bot lane. Wisp getting the kill yet again. I feel like every single time there's a Wisp CK, the CK never gets kills. I don't know, that might just be me being crazy, but I'm pretty sure that happens most of the time. But nonetheless, CK getting assist gold, as well as kill experience is always very, very welcome. So he's going to continue his dominance on that bottom lane, and Bulba, yeah, now he's had enough. He's going to go straight into the jungle, level 2 Nature's Prophet. Can recover from this. He might go for Hand of Midas, try to accelerate his recovery, but it's going to be a slow one. So Bulba kind of out of the game for at least, I would say, another 5 minutes. I mean, 5 minutes he got absolutely nothing but level 2. He's going to need a lot more time to get competitive with the other heroes on the map. He is second to last, with only Syndran having less gold per minute than he, and Syndran actually has more experience. Yeah, he does. So the hardest support of the Silencer is doing a lot better than the hard lane of Team Liquid. Not an optimum situation, but Nature's Prophet is the type of hero that can bounce back from that. Fluff with a couple of Dark Trolls, summoned skeletons, as well as TC around this mid lane, putting a little bit of hurt on it. Trixie does have his level 6, however, so Fluff got to be careful because Hani is rotating in. Not the most HP on either of these heroes, although bottling will solve that problem. TC is around with this Surge, and he is bottling up as well. Want to do as much damage as they can, but there's three heroes, converging onto this position. It's going to be the Wisp, just threatening with that tether stun. He tethers behind the Team Liquid side to Hani, who's positioned behind them, or you could tether to Trixie as he zips in. It's guaranteed stun, and that means the Chen, very, very soft, is going for a very quick mech, actually. I say he's going for a quick mech. He's well on his way to his mech. He's going to get his mech quickly. Now Hani messing with Bulba once again. Level 5 versus a level 3. This is not a fight Bulba's going to win, so he has to fall back. He does have support coming in the form of Fluff and stuff, as well as a teleportation from Ix Mike. Net is going to land, telekinesis as well, kind of layering those stuns. Fade Bolt is going to fly, and the Test of Faith nuke is going to kill off the bounty hunter. Bulba does survive with his life and does get an assist from that. He's going to keep on jungling. Everyone on Fnatic has been monitored and kept track of, so he's going to be feeling comfortable to get a couple of extra levels, a little bit of extra gold. TC with the haste rune, just pushing back Trixie as much as he can. Korok even leaving the top lane. Kind of uncharacteristic, however, they do want this tower down. There's a lot of gold for Korok if he does get the last hit. Teleportation support coming in. Tower once again drops to the Dire. It's going to be Ira. He easily gets lifted up into the air, however, TC going to get pulled back, vacuum back, as well as the Ion Shell damage. However, everyone else from Liquid is going to fall back, and TC is the only one to die from that. Losing the solo mid Darks here, never a good situation. However, they traded his life for the tier 1 tower. I think Team Liquid will be okay with that because Korok is holding on to what looks like most of a drum, all of a drum. No, not all of it. He should have his drum. Oh, now he can get it. No, he can't. Not yet. Still farming. Still farming. TC actually has the most gold per minute on the map, followed closely by Ira. Level 6 on that CK, and let's see how No Tail's doing. Level 5. If he gets this double pull, then he will have enough experience to hit that level 6 mark. I don't think these mud golems will give him that, although they might. It doesn't matter. He's close enough to level 6. He is, for all intents and purposes, he is at that level 6 mark. Oh, he is. Those golems give a lot of experience. So now relocate as well as the high level of CK. Level 6 actually on him. What? How did Ira... I guess Syndran was leeching experience? Yeah, he must have been. No Tail though. You don't really want to be here. Oh, Ix Mike. Luckily for the Wisp, Ix Mike was a little bit too far away from that. But now this bot lane, Liquid's got to be careful. TC is tanky enough to withstand initiation from the Wisp CK. But Ix Mike Only 600 HP maximum. He is nowhere close to tanky enough. So Ira, as well as No Tail, looking for an opportunity perhaps. Probably don't want to overcharge that. Where's the relocate? Here we go. This is going to be a smoke gank instead. The poor man's relocate right here. We're going to be following these two as they head towards the mid lane. Korok is going to be the one to try to defend against Trixie, but 3 heroes against 1. Even if the Eclipse goes off, Korok will definitely fall. Just waiting for Trixie to ball lightning his way in. The pull and crowd control effects from the stun as well as tether will be more than enough to kill this Luna, even if IX Mike does come and help. It'll buy a little bit more time for Korok to get his Eclipse off. That's about it. Korok, if he does get initiated upon, he is dead. There's a long zip, actually. Trixie using all of his mana for this. There's a lift up from IX Mike. Bulba's here as well. Sprout, where is it? It's not going to land. TC looking for a vacuum. Already used it, although No Tail on the run. Going to pop in regeneration when he had it in his bottle. And that was the weirdest delay of initiation I've ever seen. Trixie waited until Korok was like all the way back here to initiate, and then he only had, well, he didn't have that much mana, so Liquid were able to move themselves in. Fnatic did lose a little bit of opportunity there. CK as well as the Wisp unfortunately couldn't get close enough to deliver their payload because of the support that was moving in. Now Liquid, they're going to go straight for early Roshan. Do they have any sort of armor items? No, they don't. Just a whole bunch of Treants as well as a level 2 Lunar Blessing. They should be able to take this down, although Fluff going to just narrowly dodge these wards. He walks over with Centaur. They do see a Centaur moving in, but everyone from Liquid is here. Lots of meat on the front lines, not that much damage, however. Looks like Fnatic, they're okay with this. They're going to go for the top lane tower. They're going to give Ira a little bit more free time to farm. And Wisp and CK are in different lanes, so there is no threat of a relocate in from from Fnatic onto Team Liquid's Roshan attempt. Korok will pick up the Aegis as well as his drums 10 minutes in. Not bad at all. But TC is still one to be leading the farm. Holding a Vit booster probably is going to be casual, not going to move into any Vanguard or anything. I would expect a mech is already being attempted. I guess it might be a Vanguard. Not really an item that we see a lot nowadays. It's going to be Arcane Boots, Vit Booster. So, okay. Not too sure what he wants to go with that. But, it'll work. It'll work. It's a good item. A lot of extra health there. Liquid going to pour on the early game pressure, as I was mentioning during the draft. This is the power that they have with their push. They're going to clear off all the tier 1 towers. However, they got to watch out. It's Korok getting blocked by the creeps. Oh, luckily for him, he does manage to slip on by. Even if they did initiate on him, he does have his Aegis of the Immortal, so he would have died once, probably. Another time, probably not. Ira looking for Reality Rift. Possibly. Oh, there's the Global Silence, and Trixie gonna zip right in. Gonna go for TC. 2-second stuns. Do they have enough damage to bring him down? They should. Eclipse, although absorbed by a lot of the creeps. The Wisp is going to die, as is the CK. Trixie on the run, doesn't have any more mana. Korok does pop that drum. One more beam will kill off the Storm Spirit, as it does. Syndrome on the run. IX Mike gonna steal. Curse of the Silence, pretty useless, but it's gonna give Fluff a double kill, as well as Korok and Fnatic. They only managed to snipe the Darkseer. They aimed for the tankiest hero on Fnatic's side. The Fnatic aimed for the tankiest hero on Team Liquid's side. And yes, they got him. They killed him. They killed him real good. But in exchange for taking an Eclipse, for taking all the spells that Liquid has, and for Chen, does he have that Hand of God? Yes, he does. Didn't pop it, however. That fight did give it that level 6 mark. The mech is up, however, for them. And did they even take the Aegis? No, they only got TC. They wasted a lot of spells from that. As soon as Ira jumped in, the damage that Liquid were able to put onto him as well as the Wisp was just simply too much. And once you lose the Wisp CK, as Fnatic, you don't really have many options. You kind of have to fall back. Now Fluff as well. Fluff TC. Does IX Mike have Arcanes? Yes, he does. This Rubik is actually pretty loaded. That's 3 sets of Arcane Boots for Team Liquid. They don't really have the healing to sustain a push. They have a mech, they have a Hand of God, but no urn quite yet. But just these large amounts of Arcane Boots means that they want to apply constant pressure. Arcane Boots good for spamming spells, and hell, spamming spells is great if you are going for early game aggression. They're already taken down the entirety of the bottom lane. Now we'll see, what do they want to do next? They're all posturing around this Roshan area. Meantime, Hani with double damage rune hunting for a victim. Oh, he's going to find Bulba. This is going to be a pretty dead-natured Prophet. There's a relocate, Janata slow down, track as well. Spirits are up, Reality Rift, and CK does get a kill. Very, very easy kill for Fnatic. Bulba has gone for that Hand of Midas, got it like something like 10 minutes in. So not bad, level 7, he has recovered somewhat from that very, very poor early game start. But as long as the Bounty Hunter keeps doing that, then it's going to be a lot of gold flowing for Fnatic. It's exactly what I was talking about for Fnatic's side. The Bounty Hunter, Wisp, CK, you get a lot of gold for that CK, so he's going to amplify very well. Almost does have his armlet, however, he's needed in this mid lane where Team Liquid with their 2 creeps as well as a whole bunch of Treants going to try to push down this tower. Teleportation coming in from Hani, going to start to throw out some tracks. Korok going to get silenced as well as disarmed actually, not popping off that last word. The global silence is up. Let's see if Fnatic could actually make this happen this time with their Storm Spirit initiation. So, oh, Syndra going to get caught out by the vacuum as well as a Lucent Beam. A little bit too slow. That small mini stun, was it 0.6 seconds? Gave enough time for TC to get that vacuum off. Now Team Liquid, they're going to go for the high ground. They know that there's no threat of that global silence. However, they still do have to be wary of the Storm Spirit as well as CK. There's a lot of damage that could go onto them. They're going to take the tier 3 tower. Shuriken going to fly, but that's about it. Liquid, they want to keep pushing aggressively because they know that the Roshan timer is almost up to reclaim that Aegis.
Guess what's happening to Dire?
So Korok wants to die pretty soon, I would say. The worst thing that you could do is go into a fight thinking, I'm going to burn this Aegis, and then you lose the Aegis, and then you die. That is just painful. It's painful to watch, painful to be a part of. It's just unpleasant for everyone. Except for Fnatic fans, I suppose. Or Fanatics. No, okay. But everyone from Liquid still around this bot lane. I guess they have no intentions of going for this top tier 2 tower. Possibly they're just going to keep reaching the high ground. However, I don't think they can do that unless they get constant picks off on the silencer. Then they could do it. It's instead going to be a giant smoke. They seem to think that Fnatic want to go farm their jungle, but Fnatic, they're just going to push all of the towers. Mid lane, top lane, everything is being pushed, and Liquid, they're sticking around in this jungle area. Fluff going to find himself a Satyr Tormentor. Trixie is going to be the target. Oh, Courier, oh, 1 hit, 2 hit, Courier dead. Denied that Mithril. Oh no, he got the Mithril Hammer. That was lucky. Didn't look like it went that way, but he got the Mithril Hammer. Not the biggest item to get in the Storm Spear, but the Courier kill is really the thing that's important. Liquid going to pick up that core, a lot of gold for everyone, and they're going to march straight down the mid lane. Wow, they really want an early set of Raxes. Roshan timer. Oh, it's not going to work. Korok is going to stay alive for another 30 seconds, so Aegis unfortunately will not be used this game, at least this time. But still, creeps in the front lines, starting to work down those Raxes. TC initiated upon once again, and his team just bails. Global Silence is used in the back end. Trixie did get lifted up. Trying to go for the chicken. Oh, is it going to be a Courier trade? Don't see those ever. Oh, another Reality Rift onto Rubik as I'm watching the Courier try to escape. And here's the relocate very aggressively. The Courier is going to die, so both Couriers down. Eclipse is up, but a 2-second stun onto Korok. The plus the last word. Hanagon is going to fly out, but Fluff is not going to have enough HP to save himself. Bulba in the trees, and he's going to sprout and teleport away. Korok also does get sent back to the base by Chen. Fnatic picking off one in the darks here, then another into the Rubik. After that, you gotta fall back as Team Liquid, and well, in trying to fall back, they did save the Luna, the most important hero to save, and Bulba also teleported himself out. But Fnatic made Liquid pay for their aggression. You can't just straight push a rack set. Although Liquid, I think they might be looking to do it again. They know that the global silence is down. Relocate will be up, however, by the time they get there. Phantasm will be down. However, Liquid don't have an Eclipse, and that's something that they're really reliant on. They do have the Nature's Prophet ultimate to give momentum to this top lane, which is pushing them in just a little bit. But Liquid, do they actually want to keep going for these Raxes? If they could get it, that would be huge, but they got to make sure that they don't take too many losses in trying to bring them down. If you give Fnatic something like a 15-7 kill advantage, even though their Rax is down, they do still have the CK. So he'll be able to make you pay later on, but it's going to be a giant smoke once again. These Liquid guys really do like their smokes. You know, they're going to put some more pressure to the top lane. You got some glaives as well as a double damage. You might as well use that. Lax Mike just making sure he has eyes on Roshan. In the meantime, everyone from Liquid on this top lane perhaps going to go for the more realistic target of the tier 2 tower. Getting tier 3 towers this early on in the game, unless you're running a intense pushing lineup, is more of a luxury than anything else. It's not something that you could just count on to go get. If you're running something like Nature's Prophet, Enigma, Chen, Enchantress, all those really weird pushing heroes, then okay, completely missed that. IX Mike once again getting caught out of position. Then you have to go for the Raxes, you have to go for the tier 3s, but Liquid, they don't really have to do that. They do have the Luna up against CK. They do have to favor CK most of the time in that trade, if they're going head to head, especially with the Wisp factored into that. So Liquid might feel that they are on a little bit of a timer, but still, they could wait a little bit more and get their core items up. They don't have to go suicidal on these Raxes. However, if they get a couple picks, which is why they're most likely positioning themselves to smoke in the first place, try to get 1 hero, 2 heroes, if they get the Silencer as well as the Storm Spirit, that is just golden for them. With BKB on the Storm Spirit, that thing is going, accomplishing that feat is going to be incredibly difficult. However, if they could do that, then they could easily go in for Raxes, and that would be game for Fnatic pretty much. Korok being stalked by the Bounty Hunter is going to fall back. Bounty Hunter was there. Pretty sure Liquid had no idea about that. Yeah, it's Vanguard, Plate Mail for Darkseer. Usually Darkseers go for mech, go for pipe, but I guess Shiva's works as well when you have Fluff already packing around that mech. If I could click on him, there he is. Gonna go for a Staff of Wizardry, possibly a Necrobook. Force Staff would also be a pretty good item to have, especially when people get Reality Rifted in. TC, ooh, gotta watch out, man. Very, very fortunate for him that CK was in the back, not in the front. Everyone from Liquid cushioned up. Is there going to be another smoke? They're waiting for Roshan. Oh, Roshan is going to be resurrecting in about 30 seconds. I guess 10 seconds now. Reading this clock is actually pretty hard, guys. Because it looks like there's a sliver that's left, but really there's not. And here's Roshan. Liquid straight in. But this time Fnatic, they're close enough to make them pay. They will have the relocate in Global Silence as well as the initiation from the Storm Spirit, although Storm Spirit a little bit too far away, and Liquid, they do have more damage this time. With the Manta Style on Luna, she's dishing it. Fnatic, they're a little bit too far away to contest this. They did have the timer, I hope they had the timer. Roshan is going to die. Trixie, is he going to jump in for this? Ballsy? No, he's not going to do it. Play it safe, you don't want to get picked off, waste your BKB charge. But Korok does have his double life, and now Liquid, they might be looking to push the high ground once again. Trixie on the run from a whole bunch of creeps. He's going to slow that push down, actually, by doing so. So, although that might have been an unintentional play, will help his team quite a bit. Instead of the creep wave being right here and pushing in, it's all the way back here. And Trixie, he could do that again. He keep pulling and keep cutting off this creep wave. This is not Axe, but who cares? It's going to work. Oh yes, beautiful play by Trixie. Okay, I'm convinced that it is intentional now. He's behind Team Liquid's lines, and that means they can't push. However, one creep gets through. That means no backdoor protection. Liquid on the front lines with the Aegis up. Luna with the Manta Style. They're going to push for the high ground. They're going to breach it, and they're going to go straight for the Raxes. Where is the Storm Spirit? Has teleported back. Notification popping off. Korok taking some preliminary spirit damage. That one from Liquid a little bit clumped up. Gotta watch out for that initiation. Global Silence. Oh, smoking up. Really? What a surprise. And then the track onto Bulba. I think they know you're there, guys. I'm pretty sure. Static remnants everywhere. Just waiting for them to pop. Liquid are waiting for another creep wave, and they're going to go straight in once again. Trixie taking a Lucent Beam. But Liquid, I'm not too sure how I feel about this. Korok dropping down very, very low. Treants and Chen creeps in the front lines. Rax is slowly getting worked down. There's the initiation. Ira is going to pull back Bulba. Trixie going to zip in for Fluff. He is going to kill him. No, Mech saves him for just a little bit, but he will die before releasing that Hand of God. Bulba dying as well. Where is Korok? He's running away from the horde of CK illusions. It is going to be the Silencer to drop. Ira lifted up into the air. He does have enough for buyback even if he does go down, but the Raxes are being focused. The Raxes are going to fall. TC and Bulba getting back into this fight. Bulba teleporting in after buying back, and the melee Raxes have dropped. Now, everyone from Liquid moving south. TC going to get trapped in the ring with Ira, and TC will drop in exchange for him. Another troll trap perhaps? No, a lift onto Trixie. Trixie is going to take a lot of damage. Use the remainder of his mana to get out of there. Ira, though, buying back, taking a 4-second stun, stolen by the Rubik. Trixie sprouted up, and now Chen is back alive, gonna unleash that Hand of God. IX Mike on the run. Pick Hani right behind him. Shuriken will not be enough to kill him off, but the melee Raxes have gone down. The range Raxes as well, somehow getting taken down. But here comes Trixie once again, burning the rest of his man. Try to go for Korok. 2-second stun will save Korok, at least for a little bit. He does still have the Aegis, however. Huge zip in from Trixie will kill off that Rubik, and now Luna completely swamped at everything. She has no hope of escape. Goodbye, Korok. It's going to be a double kill for Ira. Team Liquid lose a couple, they gain a couple in the end. The final score is 14 for 10. With Aegis used as well, but Liquid, they got what they came for. I think that going down to the bottom lane was a little bit unnecessary. I'm not exactly sure what they were trying to accomplish with that. Everyone from Fnatic, or pretty much everyone from Fnatic, had buyback, so they were right back into that fight. Most importantly, of course, it was CK with the buyback. But I think if Liquid just fell back, that would have saved them a lot of hassle. There was no real chance that they would have gotten this tower. Creeps were, I don't actually know where the creeps were, but even if the creeps were there, you are in no condition to take that after pretty much going half suicidally onto that mid lane, which they should have just fallen back as soon as they did. Of course, hindsight is 2020, but just it strikes me as a weird decision for them. Nonetheless, melee Raxes as well as range Raxes mid lane is completely in Team Liquid's favor. Now we're going to see how they want to play this, because that's a pretty early set of Raxes to be taken. 25 minutes in. They do still have the Nature's Prophet, so you could add a lot of split pushing on the map, and Korok is going to head towards BKB. It's going to help him a lot versus the magic damage versus Fnatic. Will ensure that the Eclipse is going to come out. There's going to be a 4-staff from Chen. You can use items when you are silenced, unless you're doomed. So it's kind of a pseudo counter to Storm Spirit, although Storm Spirit, you won't really care about it that much. Going for the Chen. Unfortunately, Chen in that last fight did get his mech off, so Fnatic was unable to fully capitalize within that short time when Chen was disabled. But Liquid, here's their answer. They're going to go for the bottom lane now. They don't have the Aegis, however, and Aegis is not going to be up for another 5 minutes. So this push is incredibly risky for them. However, they do still have, all the towers on their bottom lane. Only 2 towers, 2 of their tier 1s have been taken out. So I guess the worst that could happen is that they lose a tier 1 and a tier 2. That smoke. I don't know what they're trying to do or who they're trying to fool. Oh, okay, I know what they're doing. They're testing to see if bounty hunters nearby. Using that smoke. If it dispels, you pop off dust. Otherwise, you put down sentry wards, and I am lagging right now. Okay, here we go. Not sure what's going on, but we're just going to pause right before this battle. Am I better? I am going to... Yes, keep going. There we go. The lag has been fixed. Korok in the front line is going to get initiated upon immediately by Trixie. Going to find the right one and pull him back. Korok, though, getting the mech as well as Hand of God, trying to run away. He's going to die. 15 HP is not enough to survive, and Ira is going to get a stun onto Fluff and stuff. Lifted up into the air by IX Mike. Sindred on the sidelines, doing as much damage as he can to that Rubik. Hand of God will fly out now. Ira, though, still attacking. Going to go straight for Bulba, bringing him down extraordinarily low. He will run out of there just barely. One more hit will kill him off. TC is going to get... Where is TC? He got back sent back to the base, but Liquid losing everyone except for the Nature's Prophet as well as the Darkseer. And that semi-suicidal push, once again, the Global Silence and Initiation combination from the Storm Spirit is just so devastating. And Ira, he went unchecked for pretty much that entire fight, and what the hell is my computer doing? Tier 3 tower is going to be denied from No-Tail. Look at that computer. Okay. I have no idea what my computer is. I'm just going to... Alright, hopefully that's a little bit better. Hopefully. We'll see. I don't know why my computer's acting up like that. It used to be just fine. Maybe it's like something I'm recording. Maybe I have like too much. I should probably just clear that just to be sure. Maybe I haven't cleared it recently enough. But yeah, Liquid on that push did take the tier 3 tower. If they go again, they might take the melee racks. It's going to be a little bit challenging, and it will result in lots of them dying. Especially if the Luna does not have a BKB by then. Hani gonna spot all of them out. Is there a gem? Is there true sight? No, they don't know that the bounty hunter's stalking them. However, the bounty hunter doesn't really have any follow-up. He's gonna spot out IX Mike, and if he does initiate, it's gonna be instant sentry. Oh, there's a relocate. IX Mike is going to get initiated upon track gold 799 critical, killing off the Rubik. Relocation. It is a powerful spell. No time to really react from that one either. So Liquid gonna have to wait for their Rubik for another 30 seconds. They really, really need that Rubik with them just because of that telekinesis. It's pretty much their only way of disabling anyone. Ira does have a BKB, however, so even if you do wait for him, it's not a long time investment, but you do need that disable. You really, really need it, because what else is going to happen? You have Centaur, Stomp, and Troll. It's not bad spells to have, but these two creeps are pretty weak in comparison to what Fnatic is throwing out. Korok gonna run straight into Trixie, not sure where he's going. Oh, there we go, zip in, try to go for Bulba, burning a lot of mana. He's gonna be fine. He's a regeneration rune, he's gonna do that all day long. Korok trying to go for some Ancients that would have given him enough gold to finish off his BKB, but he's gonna be forced to wait, doesn't know where Fnatic is. He could go right now, but he has no idea about that. Looks like Liquid positioning themselves to smoke up again. I don't know, keeping the aggression on is good and everything, but if Korok doesn't have his BKB, then it's kind of pointless. Because then he gets initiated by the Storm Spirit. Can't pop off your Eclipse. You just got to run and hope the Storm Spirit and CK don't kill you before you get anything off. Whereas if you had the BKB, you get Global Silence. Pop that. Turn on Eclipse. Go to town. Shiva's Guard is going to help Liquid a lot. Just that additional damage is going to hit really hard onto the Silencer as well as the Wisp. And that minus attack speed helps CK. Overcharge though, maxed out, so it's, drops in the bucket, but every little bit counts. More team items. Force Staff up on the Chen. BKB not yet up on Luna. So I think once that happens, Roshan should be about time to spawn. So it's going to be BKBs, items, Force Staves, Shiva's Guards. If Prophet works some magic, he could possibly get a Sheep Stick by then, although looking rather unlikely. He's really scared though, he doesn't know where Hani is. And he's also really scared of wards and relocation. As well he should be. So playing defensively, making sure he's not going to die unnecessarily. She's a little bit more though. If he gets his sheep, that could be pretty big. He could get locked down and killed, which is a very real possibility before he could actually capitalize on that Sheep Stick. Here we go, Fnatic all smoked up. They're on the hunt, and they're going to run headlong into a Liquid Sentry Ward if they move to the north. No creeps up here anymore to get the True Sight. Controlled in the front lines, well as Treants. So if Hani moves in, he will be spotted out, and the smoke will be completely revealed to Liquid. They have a very, very weird positioning, and what the hell, computer? Okay. Alright, so I just deleted a crap ton off my computer, and hopefully everything will be fine. Roshan is going to resurrect. It seems like my computer knows when to struggle. It's like, hey, there's going to be a good fight. I should probably act up now. Tell my owner that I am not performing for some reason. I don't know why, but, whatever. Server Ward completely spotting out Team Liquid. We do have a nice wall of units in the front lines though, but that's going to be a wall that Ira as well as Trixie can easily bypass. Liquid, they're going to spot that ward out. Very well done by them, but tracks have already been tossed. And Trixie on this mid lane, trying to force someone from Liquid there. It's going to go up against TC. And that extra armor is going to make the Darkseer nigh unkillable versus the Chaos Knight as well as the Storm Spirit. Really, Fnatic don't have the most magic damage. Most of it is physical, so adding that Shiva is really going to help the Darkseer as well as the rest of the team. Roshan is the objective, and let's see who's going to make the first move. Fnatic do have a lot of BKBs up, which means that the Luna's Eclipse not going to be doing as much damage as it normally would be. The Bulba does have his Sheep Stick. Bought enough time, or his team bought enough time, delaying this fight to make that happen. Troll trap in the front lines. Ira gonna get bashed first hit. Troll, I don't know what you guys are doing. At least stomp, or just go in and take a lot of damage and then die. That's fine too. Bluff and stuff, just throwing away his creep army. All except for the all-important Ogre Frost Mage, which doesn't actually have any. That spell doesn't have any animation. But Roshan is getting worked on by Ira. Extra tether assistance coming from No Tail. Ira taking a lot of damage from this though, so if they leave him alone in there to solo Roshan, yes, he might do it, but it's going to cost him a lot of HP. Forward charge going to help out, but the Treant's constantly spotting them out. They see the tether on No Tail, so they know that Roshan is being attempted right now. And Liquid, they seem a little bit hesitant to go in. They should be hesitant to go in. They have a mid lane that is pushing very, very deeply, though. So the longer Fnatic wait here, the more damage their tier 4 towers take. This is a cheese Roshan as well, and the Roshan is going to get brought down with no Liquid challenge of this at all. So it's going to be an Aegis onto Ira, cheese on Trixie. They're just going to fall back. Easy, easy, easy. Tier 4s took a little bit of damage, but it's nothing that Fnatic could make do with. And Liquid just standing around for most of that. I guess they were thinking of going in, but they couldn't really decide. Initiating into a Storm Spirit is generally a better way than letting the Storm Spirit initiate onto you. But still, that global silence, it's very obvious when you're moving in there, especially when all of Fnatic are standing right here. They'll see you coming. And that global silence is 100% going to pop, and it is going to screw over your team. Liquid making the smart decision. No sense in giving them a team wipe as well as Roshan. Might as well just be the Roshan, because a team wipe as well as Roshan will, of course, lead to a tier 2 tower at least. Liquid, do they have any buybacks? I don't believe they have many. 2 buybacks are on the map, Bulba as well as Ira. That's it. That is it. So whoever dies is going to be... What did you buy? Bulba, this better be a good item. Okay. I'm going to go for a BKB of his own, or a Heaven's Halberd, although BKB's not very friendly towards Heaven's Halberd. And everyone from Liquid on the bottom lane once again. They tried this without the Aegis. It didn't go well for them. Now they're going to have to try it with a cheese and Aegis on the other end. I mean, they have a couple of additional items themselves, but I don't know if this is the smartest move for them. If they get initiated upon now, then, I mean, it's still going to be a team wipe and probably a tier 1 on the bot lane, tier 2 possibly. 35 minutes in. Currently the score stands 18-10. Gold advantage very narrowly in favor of Fnatic. Experience though, wow. It's a lot of experience. Oh my god, what the hell happened? I didn't put it on that fast. It's okay, I didn't miss anything. And now everyone from Liquid still in the spot lane. Fnatic do have a very, very firm grasp on this game. However, they are down a set of Raxes. Pretty sure this is the game that everyone was talking about. Korok going to get initiated upon. No, Reality Rift is going to miss. Eclipse is going to come through, but the Global Silence is going to be casted right after. Rubik is already down. Now Bulba going to get aggressed upon by Trixie. He's going to take a lot of damage. The Hex finally goes out, but in the meantime, everyone else from Liquid is dying. Fluff himself going to force staff himself out, and Trixie still burning his mana. Pop the cheese to save himself. He will survive. Fluff himself. One more hit is going to kill him off. Ira, though, getting worked over by TC as well as Bulba, and Korok still alive. The Storm Spirit is going to zip right in, try to go for the Storm Spirit once again. The Vacuum going to slow him down, but Korok actually bailing instead of finishing off Trixie. TC getting stunned up. He's taking pretty much no damage from this. He's going to try to teleport out, and he should be just fine with another stomp from the Centaur. And Liquid losing 3 only in exchange for the Silencer. That Eclipse hit mostly creeps. Got a couple of beams on the Silencer as well, but everyone else popped those BKBs, and they're all going to escape at just slivers of HP. Did they draw out the Aegis? They did draw out the Aegis as well as the cheese. So I guess in the end, they did kill off 3 people's worth of things. However, they lost just as much. And I don't know if Liquid can keep making these trades, because they're just giving Fnatic more and more gold from the tracks, more and more experience. Let's actually divide buyback into this. There we go. That's much better. But then everything else goes like that as well. That kind of sucks. Fnatic do have buybacks on their key heroes. Everyone who has a BKB also has a buyback. No one from Liquid except from the 2 heroes that have not died in that last fight, Darkseer and Luna. Both holding on to enough gold to buy back into the game. Possibly going to go for the tier 2 is a little bit of a smarter choice, but they know that the Raxes are open. So pushing the Raxes, it's very, very difficult, but it's the high risk, high reward that they're choosing to go for. 40 seconds still, Hand of God, Wall of Replica. Not even used that fight, I believe. Although it does have a pretty low cooldown, so it might have recharged by then. The Aegis cheese is down. Everyone from Liquid gonna move south once again. Roshan nowhere close to respawning. Passive regeneration. If that was a double damage, that would give Liquid what they needed to push in. Pop the Manta Style, pop the BKB, go to town. But unfortunately, regen not really going to be useful for them, because Liquid aren't narrowly winning fights. They're being forced to full-on retreat with TP scrolls. Here we go, back onto this bottom lane. Trixie, you better have TP scrolls, guys. If you don't, God. There we go. Trixie can come back. Try to annihilate this creep wave, which you will be successful in doing so. Everyone from Liquid falling back. Hani still on this top lane. Hasn't taken the bait just yet. Liquid gonna stick on this bottom lane. The mid lane is also pushing. So Fnatic gonna have to slide one person at least up to that mid lane. Try to push it back just a little bit. It's gonna be 2 waves worth of creeps plus a giant push in this bot lane. Hani's gonna teleport in, but everyone from Liquid is gonna go straight for it. Sentry wards, observer wards, both dropping. We're taking a lot of damage from the spirits. No tail gonna get pulled back, and the reality rift is going to happen onto TC. 4-second stun. TC is going to drop before he gets his wall off. Disaster strikes for Team Liquid. Trixie gonna zip himself away all the way across the map. Korok still standing and doing the damage, but Rubik is already dead. Lucent Beam is flying out. Bulba stuck in a corner. 2-second stun onto him, and Syndran is stunned up because of the Centaurs. Era will be able, Korok, will be able to bring him down, as well as No Tail. Most likely, Korok force staff into the trees. Reality rifted back down though, and Korok is going to die as well. Buybacks from everyone onto Team Liquid. Fluff and Stuff going to take a 2-second stun after trying to go for Hani. Fluff and Stuff will fall from this one back. Wall, just wall. That wall did literally nothing. Storm Spirit's going to go right through that. TC going to get silenced, take a lot of damage as well. Shiva's guard not going to hit, and Trixie is on the chase. Doesn't have enough mana to finish the job just yet, and TC's going to pop up the surge. Should be fine. Storm Spirit, unless he does some very effective cliff jumping, yeah, he's not going to get the Darkseer. But Bulba wants blood. Hex onto Trixie. He doesn't have enough damage, though. Especially when he delays that Sprout. Oh, the Sprout misses. He had enough mana to burn through that anyway. And Trixie can get pulled back. Gonna burn the rest of his mana. Jump to safety. Team Liquid wants it. Oh my god, they actually brought the Raxes really low. Storm Spirit illusions. That one illusion that the Storm Spirit created put the Raxes really low. But Liquid, they're throwing themselves at these Raxes. Yes, they're slowly getting it. Slowly being the key word. But they're giving a lot to Fnatic. Every time someone dies, it's a lot of gold for Era. He's going to go for an ultimate orb. Manta style? Possibly. I don't know. I have Scotty, hopefully. Other than that, Trixie, EKB, Orchid, had that for quite a while. Bounty Hunter with the Vlads helping out. That CK with the lifesteal. TC is a little bit of his Ghost Scepter, so if he does get Reality Rifted upon, he'll just be spamming that button. Pop up the Ghost Scepter, pop up the Shiva's Guard. Hope to God you don't die. Nothing else really from Liquid. Aside from that Sheep Stick on Nature Prophet, he hasn't gotten anything really big. And where is the Luna? Here she is. Nothing additional on her except for 3,000 gold. Managed to survive for most of these fights. She does still have a buyback. So the push continues. With the Treants as well as the illusions on Korok. Are these real illusions? Yeah, these are illusion rune illusions. They could just send these things straight in, try to go for the Raxes. And mid lane is still pushing. So Liquid, they really, really want these Raxes. However, Korok a little bit too far ahead of his teammates. He's going to clear off the creep wave. Liquid being extremely, extremely patient. They have to worry about a Bounty Hunter from the backside, though. There's a Global Silence. Trixie going to go right in. BKB's popped everywhere. Trixie, TC is actually going to be the target of focus. He will be able to get his wall off if he could get out of this chain lock. It's not going to happen, though. TC is going to drop Era with a double kill, and Rubik has actually stolen the ball lightning. He will survive at least for the moment. Korok standing his ground with those illusions, really making it troublesome for Era to get through that. Trixie going to get stunned, as well as a lot of glaives are going to be tossed. Everyone from Liquid is dead, aside from Korok. The Chen creeps still remain. Hani being chased down, but Korok, he does have a gem, so he could actually remain on the chase. Do his illusions have the gem? They do not. Hani can get spotted out, or he's going to spot out Korok. The Chen creeps got to play the support role because Korok does not have a TP scroll. You got to save this Luna. You really don't want to spend money on the buyback. Relocate? No, 30 seconds. They use a relocate to get in there. But in the meantime, the mid lane, both tier 4 towers have gone down. The Rax is still alive, however, and the Ancient starting to take a little bit of damage. Team Liquid slowly making the score more in favor of Fnatic, but they're getting these advantages as well. Korok is doing a lot of damage with that butterfly. He'll be able to survive a lot easier versus the CK. Anti-style on him, one reality rift, all of those illusions will blink forward with that huge amount of damage. But Liquid, I don't know, they're just, this is definitely the game that people were talking about, but Liquid, they're falling further and further behind they need to take another set of Raxes. If they take that, then this game will pretty much be open to them. But for right now, I gotta say that Liquid are behind. Even though, yes, the Radiance Ancients is exposed, Fnatic, they're getting powerful enough to just completely squish Team Liquid in every single fight. Unless Team Liquid do something a little bit underhand, like, you know, backdoor, or something a little more legit, let's say smoke gank for a pickoff, they're not gonna win these fights. They're not even gonna be competitive in these fights. Roshan is another option for them. Roshan is gonna be up very, very shortly. But then again, Hani is already on the front lines with the Battle Fury of all things. Noob Battle Fury on Bounty Hunter. Noob, noob, noob. You'd hear the cries of the, I don't even know what you call them, of them from here. Relocate, gonna bring Ira in. However, that means No-Tail is gonna go back. Where did he relocate from? Ira's gonna spot out, as is No-Tail. Are they gonna jump back, vacuuming them both, all three back? And No-Tail is going to just leave Ira alone. He's not too far away though. It's not gonna be too bad. Lots of stuff for Team Liquid. Mid lane this time is not going to be pushed for them. Trixie has been taking care of that. Korok's still in the pit. Gotta watch out for that Reality Rift. Instant of that BKB as well as the Eclipse. Trixie going to go straight in. Global Silence is up. Going to try to go for Bulba. However, Bulba is tanky enough at this point to survive that. There's the Phantasm as well as the Mantis. Huge hits. Fluff completely surrounded. Ira is just going to work him over. The wall is in a decent position, but no one's actually walking through this anymore. Ira is actually going to fall. Korok with the damage is going to focus him down. And now everyone else from Fnatic on the run. They burned the Global Silence and they only took out the Chen. This is the fight that Liquid have been waiting for. However, they're still around. Fnatic are still around, and CK is running, making his way towards this fight. And Liquid, they cannot capitalize on this. They cannot go for that Roshan. Hani still does have enough damage, completely full HP. Trixie smoked up, doesn't have that much mana. However, Korok doesn't have that much health, so I guess it all balances out. TC is giving Fnatic complete vision. They still have the gem. Gem. Gem is nowhere to be found, but they do have a Sentry Ward on the high ground, so they're going to see Hani. Nice Mike. Oh, there's a zip in once again. Trixie can pop with BKB. Relocate as well. Going to try to go for Korok. They will pick up the Korok, instantly buying back from the Luna. Now TC on the run. Is there a Reality Rift? No, the stuns from the Centaur holding him out, but it's going to be Rubik once again taking a fall. Korok going to teleport right in. He's going to pop with the BKB. He doesn't have the Eclipse anymore, and Ira is going to be the target to focus, popping off his own Manta style BKB as well. Bulba on the run from Hani. Force Staff will save him at least for the moment, but Trixie going to make sure that the Nation Prophet does not escape from that fight. Korok trying to stick onto any of his targets. He's not finding the opportunity to do any of that though. Ira going to return once again with the CK Bolt. 3-second stun on that. Korok is going to get wailed upon. He will die for the second time. No buyback this time on the Luna. TC on the run, as is Fluff. It's going to be Fluff who's going to get pulled back. TC is going to survive out of this. He's going to be the only one to survive. And now Fnatic will have the easy Roshan, because there is no there is actually Darkseer back wall, but really that's not enough to kill them off. Really the thing is there's no Luna, there's no Eclipse. One teleport back is Syndrome, so he's going to hold back this push, make sure that his Ancient stays alive, defense of the Ancients. Roshan is going to die once again, going the way of Fnatic. Maybe Cheese on Trixie and Aegis on CK? Yes. Yes. Liquid, in the first part of their fight went decently for them. Other than that, they're really reliant on this Eclipse to do a lot of their damage. The Eclipse will kill off the Silencer and the Wisp, who do not have that magic immunity. Oh no, No-Tail and Ira, they're on the hunt. TC, oh, he doesn't necessarily know. Oh, Bulba definitely doesn't know about this. Bulba, it was nice knowing you. Hex onto No-Tail, but Reality Rift in. Let's see how much damage Ira could do. He is going to get lifted up into the air and stun No-Tail on his way down. Looks like, oh, Fnatic not going to actually get anything from that. Haste Rune on the Wisp. Moving a little bit faster than CK, but really not by much. And looks like the order of business is going to be a straight push mid lane. Another pause from the Wisp, as Trixie apparently is having a little bit of trouble. By the time they get to that tier 2, everything from Liquid will be available to them. Bulba still in the spot lane, I guess except for the Wrath of Nature. He's going to pressure that as much as he can, but the Raxes have already healed all the way up to 955 HP. So Bulba is going to have a lot of time to actually work down those Raxes. Yeah, it doesn't really have any straightforward damage items. No Orchid, no Daedalus, no Desolator. I don't know when the last time I saw Daedalus on the Nation Prophet is, but he definitely doesn't have one. He's got to teleport back for this fight. There's a small amount of damage that Sprout trying to control CK as much as he can do, at least. They really need that. Or they could just go full on straight in the split push. I mean, sacking this tier 2 tower, which Liquid are going to do regardless. Hani, you have to throw out a track and just fall back. This tower is going to drop 100%. Lots of momentum onto this bot lane being put on, or being attempted to be put on Syndrome. Not around, but he does have his global silence. And really, aside from the last word damage, which is decent, and the global silence is really what's important for Team Fnatic right now. So they're okay with leaving Syndrome down here, putting more pressure onto that bottom lane. Korok pushing out the mid lane as much as he can. Keep in mind that these are super creeps. So they're going to be pushing very, very hard on that bottom lane. Or on the mid lane, I'm sorry. Bottom lane, pushing in favor of Fnatic. Top lane soon to be pushing in favor of Fnatic as well. Ira holding on to a lot of gold, 3,500. If he gets a heart, then I don't see how Liquid are going to kill him off. Gem up on Hani and no gem up on Liquid. No true sight at all, really? They have one sentry ward. Might need a little bit more than that. But Liquid, they're really struggling right now. The kills is 2-to-1 in favor of Fnatic. 2-to-1 ratio, that is. And with only one racks up, do have a little bit extra gold because of these tier 4 towers dropping. But really, the Ancient is reviving its HP, as is the melee racks bot lane. It's going to be a smoke. They need to catch someone out. Ideally, it would be Syndrome, but there's no way they're going to catch him out. And there's no smoke. Grouped up, really nice and tight for nothing. I guess they know where the problem is. It's in this bot lane. Got to deal with that first. They could take out Hani. That would also be a decent kill. Going to be a teleport behind. There's a Lucent Beam. Hani going to pop off that invisibility, though. Do they have any true sight? They don't. Where's Ix Mike? There he is. Hobbling very, very slowly as the Rubik. And Hani is already all the way back at base. Good attempts by Team Liquid. Unfortunately, no true sight. And the rest of the team very far behind. Where are you going, TC? 2,300 gold. A little bit indecisive running back and forth. Trixie on this top lane does have a TP scroll, so he'll be able to jump right back into this action, which looks like it's going to happen on the bot lane once again. Liquid just posturing, though, that they looks like they want more farmer. I think they're a little bit indecisive. They got to deal with Trixie on this top lane very shortly, and mid lane is not going to be pushing their way. Battle Fury and the Bounty Hunter making sure that the creep waves don't get too out of hand for Fnatic. And look at this, everyone from Fnatic has buyback. TC is the only one that has buyback in Liquid. This is pretty much the graphical explanation of this game so far. Trixie still putting pressure on this top lane. He will be able to take out the tier 3 tower without any contention. Like, no one from Liquid moving back. Hani behind enemy lines. No true sight though. Ix Mike not going to put down a sentry ward unless he absolutely has to. Trixie is going to take out that set of tier 3 tower, I'm sorry. And there's a relocate on TC. Korok is here, however. BKB and Eclipse, not going to happen. TC is already dead. No vacuum, no wall. Eclipse can do a little bit of damage to the illusions, but that's about it. Trixie is going to ball landing himself on out of there. Hani is going to pick off Ix Mike in the meantime on the bottom lane. Relocate out. It's going to be 2 dead for Liquid. Hani, oh, dropping down very, very low. But Fluff and Stuff still in danger. Huge hit. Shuriken toss. Mech going to save him, as well as the Hand of God. And he needs another test of faith. Not in range, however. Rather long cooldown on the spell, 24 seconds. Fluff is going to survive. Bulba looking for a kill onto Hani, looking for the Hex. Hex is on cooldown, however, so that's not going to happen. Now Trixie is going to spot out Korok. Does he want to go for this 1 vs 1? He's not going to win that, or I don't think he's going to win that. But Liquid losing heroes all around the map now. They desperately need a second set of Raxes, but even then, I don't know if that'll be enough. Fluff and Stuff on the run. Oh, Ira definitely does know about it. Fluff and Stuff force staffing himself to the low ground, however. Oh, it's going to be Bulba. Spirit's giving the vision. Reality Rift canceling that TP with that tether, and Bulba is going to die. No buyback on him. So a lot of gold for Fnatic. A huge gold advantage, a huge experience advantage. Look at that, 30,000 plus. The only reason why Team Liquid are still in this game is because they have taken that early set of melee Raxes, but that was like, what, 25 minutes ago? Fnatic, they haven't really been phased by it. They lost a couple tier 4 towers. It looked like to be an early moment, or an earlier moment when their Ancient was in a little bit of trouble. But really, they're holding on to that mid lane decently, despite the fact that they are Raxes down there. Liquid's base still pretty tight, except for this tier 3 tower, which has been dropped. But Liquid, I honestly don't think that they could win a fight anymore unless they take someone out. If that's Trixie, that's great. If that's Syndrome, that's even better. If they somehow could pick off the CK, that would be a miracle. And that would be also Ira really, really messing up, because yeah, that just shouldn't happen ever. Although I think the realistic one is going to be Hani. He's the one who's playing the most aggressively. TP support coming in, Bulba once again does not have any true sight, but it doesn't matter because he got the Hex off. Hani is now going to have a central ward lane right down next to him. He does still have buyback, however. Free kill from Team Liquid, much needed. Rubik is going to get a little bit more gold from that to help the ward fund, but the top lane, Trixie's still here. He's such a pest, and you can't really deal with him. Because unlike a Tinker or the Nature's Prophet who channeled to teleport out, Storm Spirit just uses his mana, gets on out of there, and then you can't do anything about it. Go into the jungle, he'll farm your creeps. Then in a little bit, he's going to jump right back up to this top lane. Korok does have his butterfly up, so a little bit more damage coming out from him. Now I think it's an apt time to take a look at the net worth in this form, in that form. There we go. Not surprisingly, actually surprisingly, Trixie's at the top. I expected Ira to be at the top. Now he has a heart, 3,400 health, 20 armor, as opposed to the 22 armor, 1,900 health. Damage a pop, Luna certainly doing quite a bit. 300 as opposed to the only 200. Actually, no, it's 300, 300. So yeah, CK has pretty much everything going for him in the 1 vs 1. Plus Phantasm, plus crits. I guess plus Moonglaze, but that's not going to help you kill someone 1v1. So Liquid, they're in a very, very tough spot right now. Smoke Gank has got to be their only option. Trixie is going to be their only target. If they get a Hex, they could kill him off before the cheese even hits. Or the cheese even is consumed. But Trixie smells something coming. Hiding deep within the trees, and Liquid, they're not on the right path at all. Everyone from Liquid missing, so Fnatic gonna turtle up for just a little bit. Except for Hani, who is fearless, apparently. He's going for an ultimate orb of his own. It's gonna be a Lincoln Sphere. No, it's gonna be a Hex. Smart item choice. Ix might getting a Force Staff. They're gonna catch off Ira. He's gonna get lifted back to his base, but here comes the evacuation from the Wisp. That is some graphical blood. Oh no, Eclipse was used. Eclipse was used. Disaster for Liquid. They didn't get anything from that. They had to fall back. Yes, this is the smart thing to do. Even with the double damage on Luna, they need that Eclipse. Though initiation is going to come. Trixie's going to zip right in. He's out of mana, though. He does have that cheese. He's going to be forced to pop it for nothing. Fnatic making a couple mistakes as well, but 54 minutes into the game, you can understand why mistakes are being made. Syndrome going to get Curse of the Silence to do a little bit of preliminary harassment. But the Eclipse is down. Luna is not as big a threat as she normally is. Now double damage down as well. What is going to be the order of business for Liquid? Put the creeps into the mid lane, slide down bot, move up top lane, take a tier 2 tower, and fall back. The tracks are coming out, and more than half of Liquid is tracked up now. And Fnatic, they saved Ira. Good instant relocation for No Tail, and even Heaven's Halberd. So once that BKB goes down Luna, she's going to have a long time where she is completely useless. Hani revealing the fact that he is spotted out in that mid lane. But Liquid, they really don't have any options right now. They're waiting for Roshan, I suppose. They really need another set of Raxes, though. I know I've said it once. I'll keep saying it until they get it, or they lose. If they lose, it's because they did not pick up a second set of Raxes. If they win, it's because they picked up a second set of Raxes. But right now, I still do not know. This game could go either way, despite the fact that Fnatic are so far ahead in the kill score. If Liquid take one good fight, or one half decent fight, that could be the difference between victory and defeat for them. But I mean, buyback's not up on the Wisp, but you know, no one really cares. 3,700 on the Silencer, and he's packing a lot of intelligence. Even Syndrome's going to start to become a very large problem moving forward. Only still one of that Glaze of Wisdom. He knows he's being the one focused most of the time, whether intentionally or not, because of that Eclipse. Syndrome, he has a lot of intelligence stolen. Oh no, what is going on here? Hani can try to go for TC. The relocation is going to come through, as is Trixie popping out the BKB, trying to go for fluff stuff. Mech going to save him just a little bit. TC in the middle of everything. Vacuum plus a wall. I have no idea who belongs to who, and TC is going to be the first victim of this fight. Ix might going to get sniped off by a Shuriken. Fluff and stuff going to get 4 staffs down to the low ground, but Hani's going to come in for one last swipe on him. Korok standing and dealing damage, still alive, but a 3-second stun, as well as that Eclipse that has recharged. Going to kill off Ira, going to kill off Syndrome, and No Tail on the run, going to get burned out by a Lucent Beam. Korok doing a lot of damage, but everyone has bought back from Fnatic and Liquid. Even though they kind of rallied in the second half of that fight, Korok was left to his own devices to do all the damage that he could possibly do. It simply wasn't enough because Fnatic, they're all back, and there's no lane that's pushing favorably. Well, the top lane's pushing favorably, but they still have to burn through a tier 2 tower and then the tier 3 tower. By that time, the creep equilibrium by itself should be enough to handle that for Fnatic, and Team Liquid, they're 3 men down. By the time anything is going to happen, though, TC will, well, I guess no one's going to revive because they're going to go straight for Roshan. Very unfortunate time for Liquid to choose and lose a fight. Hani as well as Trixie use some heavy damage to this Roshan. And here comes Ira. So Roshan is not long for life. Another Aegis, another cheese. What is this? Fifth Aegis? Fifth Aegis. Yeah, that's a lot of Roshan action going on this game. They did take out the tier 4 tower, the tier 3 tower, tier 2, I'm sorry. Wow, so used to the higher tier towers. But now Hani, with that Battle Fury, just going to clear off all of the creeps. A lot of gold for him, as well as that Hex already on him. He has 3,300 gold. And Liquid, they really, really need to get a smoke gank off, but it's just so hard to do so. You could try to go for Hani, a teleport into a Dust, into a Sheep Stick. And that's a good way to do it, but he really doesn't want to ditch any of his items right now for a Dust. Even though he will probably be the best one to hold on to that kind of stuff. Korok, 3,000 gold on him. Everyone simply farming. I'm kind of scared to press this button, but I'm going to press it anyway. Gold earned. That is scary. 20,000 in favor of Fnatic. 30,000. It's plateauing off a little bit for Fnatic. They don't even have anyone who's level 20. Oh, they do have one. Trixie level 25. Pushing that top lane by himself. And Liquid. They're all just chilling together. Crit now coming up for Nature's Prophet. Gotta try to do as much damage as he can to that tower. Desolator, crit. That'll all help. Pushing the bot lane as Fnatic. Still gotta watch out for those relocate ganks. Although at this point I think it'll probably be better to stick with the team. Or, use the relocate, not for ganking, but, for actually getting into the team fights. 11 seconds is really all you need, and if No Tail's not around, and the overcharge is lost, but it's a very safe way to get that CK into the fight. Oh, here we go. This might be what lets Team Liquid push that second set of Raxes. A double no, Fluff, don't you dare. Don't you dare, Fluff, this is Korog's. As you can tell, I'm kind of rooting for Liquid right now, but they're in kind of dire straits. But look at this damage from Luna. 600 damage a pop. He's going to go big. Okay, we saw this in game number 1. If you're behind, go Divine Rapier. Why the hell not? Hani, gonna spot everyone out. The top lane is being pushed, but Liquid going to go straight for the GG. Oh, this is ballsy. Although with the double damage rune on Luna, they could just get the creeps into the base and then slide down for the second set of racks. Although, are they actually going to do that? Korok, are you heading south? Are you heading straight for the Ancient? It's going to be straight for the Ancient. This is going to be the game right here, unless Fnatic can defend this. Obviously. There's Trixie going to zip right into Fluff. The Hand of God mech. Will it pop off? No. The Chen is down immediately in this fight. Eclipse going to pop off, but where is the Luna? She is right in the middle of everything. She's going to try to focus that Ancient. Hani right on top of her. Everyone else from Liquid is slowly dying. Korok trying to do as much damage as he can to that Ancient. He's going to bring it down to half HP before he himself does go down. TC, as well as all these illusions, will slowly work down the Ancient, but Hani is still here, clearing it out. Ira is here as well. The Ancient is going to survive. The Chen creeps all going to get annihilated. Wall of Replica illusions, not enough. And Liquid, the final act of desperation. Oh, wait. No, this creep wave isn't going to do anything. Liquid, they're all dead. That fight did not go their way. And now relocation in. Ira is going to take the top Raxes with the help of No Tail. Pop off that. No, he doesn't have Phantasm. Backdoor protection, be damned. No Tail. Going to send Ira back. Oh, fortification. No, Ira's going to stick around. No overcharge. But that backdoor regeneration really kicking in. These illusions will not have enough damage to slow them down. And the Rax is going to be restored pretty much to full HP. By pretty much, I mean exactly to full HP. So Liquid, for another 30 seconds, they're all down. I guess they could try to make the same play happen. Go straight for the Ancient, because they brought it down to less than half. So if you bring it down to less than half a second time, then that'll work. Fnatic, they're not going to let that happen. They're going to take Raxes of their own. This is something that Liquid cannot defend.
The Dire couldn't hang on to that mid tower. Dire's mid
And Rax going to drop, and is it going to be fountain farming? Really? Maybe they're just trying to kill Bulba because he's the only one who's a real threat, but here we go. Fluff as well as IX Mike. Ninja time right now. Do they have boots of travel? They're selling everything for boots of travel. They want to get this. Hani, got to defend that Ancient, man, because Fluff is going to go for it. Don't know if he has enough damage himself. Where's the Luna? Does he have boots of travel? Yes, he does. Here's a teleportation. 1, 2 coming in. Hani, you got to kill those Treants. He does kill off one, but Korok is the one who does come in. But the relocation back, No-Tail taking a lot of damage. The Ancient is slowly getting brought down, but the backdoor protection will save for just a little more. 400 HP. Korok focusing that Ancient, but it's not dropping with that fortification. And now Korok is going to die once again. IX Mike to follow. And 700 HP Bulba trying desperately to put as much damage as he can to that Ancient, but it is not enough. Ira as well as No-Tail going to return right back to that mid lane. Liquid only have Darks here to try to defend this. This is going to be GG. They don't have any buybacks. They're all out of gas, and Fnatic taking it 51-22 in a very, very close game. Syndrin does agree with me, but oh wow, 63 minutes? I agree, Foss. For fuck's sake. GG, well played. Fnatic going to take it 2-1 over Liquid. I believe this is Liquid's first defeat in the Premier League Season 4, but yeah, that was some game. I don't think it deserves as much hype as people really made it out to be, but whatever. It works. So, that's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe. If you did not enjoy it, let me know what I can do better in the future. I'm going to take a breather after this one. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. GG.